I have said before, it requires strong leadership to be able to implement so many things we are doing in FCT. And that is what Mr. President has shown. First, I told you that he gave the support for the implementation of FCT bid on their own. I told you that he gave the support that FCT should pull out from TSA. Now, but for that, we would have had serious problems. Mr. President has given me everything I require to work as far as the FCT is concerned. I don't have any excuse or excuses not to perform, because everything you require as a tool to do your work has been given. Luckily for me, Mr. President has never one day interfered in anything concerning FCT. Never, never. Sometimes there are some decisions I take that I know that it will not go down well to so many people or to some people. And I believe that Mr. President may summon me for this. But I go to him and say, I take this decision. He says, so why did they put you there? I put you there so you'll be able to take such a decision. We require strong people who will be firm to take a decision and stand by it. And so that's why it's very easy for me and my team to operate. I am one minister that should not complain at all. There's nothing I have sent to Mr. President for approval. Take, for example, we have issue of procurement problems. Our threshold for capital project here, if it's more than 1.5 billion, you have to go to FEC. You have to pass to the BPP.
More than
1.5 billion. Now, if it is in terms of goods, it's more than 300 million. You have to go to BPP and go to FEC. More than 300 million. I always felt, this is going to affect us. We can't do anything. It means that in 3 months, no meaningful project can be carried out. And I wrote to Mr. President, and I said, sir, this cannot be possible. We are out of TSA. We are not operating as a ministry. We have our own secretary as seen as commissioners. We have FCT Executive Council. Just like we also have our Security Council meetings. So I don't understand how this can be possible. It is therefore necessary to increase our threshold. Okay. I'm coming to tell you the support he has given. He increased for goods from 300 to 5 billion. For capital projects, from 1.5 to 10. What support do you want for somebody? Yes, he gave the approval. And everybody is so happy. Works are now going on that, like we're talking about schools now, the emergency rehabilitation. So people are now moving. But if it's not that case, then we can't do anything. So what kind of support do you want that has not been given? That's why it is difficult for me to give excuse that this is not working because of this. Okay. It's not working.
Just
very, very good.
This is just a clarification on some of the things you said previously about the park and pay.
Yes.
In order for us not to be accused of misquoting you, does it also apply to the airports? The instruction you gave that it doesn't exist anymore.
I don't have any role in the airport. It's not under FCT. Airport is under FAN. It's under the aviation.
So this is the entire FCT, excluding the airport.
We have no business as far as airport is concerned. The only business we have, which I told the minister, And the one doing the road, you are the one connecting the toll. When the road is bad, you say, FCT, come and help us do the road. So we have no business. We have no business.
Okay.
So if you find anybody who is doing anything at the airport, that is their business with the use of aviation.
Talking about infrastructure development, Honorable Minister, we've seen a lot of things you have done.
Yeah.
But the citizens, of course, naturally will still want more.
Yeah.
Katampe one, they are talking about infrastructure development and feeling the touch of the FCT. Gwarimpa, they said the gates leading to the place there's a gully, especially when it is raining. That has been mentioned. And then issue of also evacuation of waste in some areas. It's not really as expected.
Let me not bore you. As I speak to you, the procurement process is going on as far as Katampe is concerned.
That's Katampe?
Yes. We're doing the selective tendering. You know, there where we're building judges' quarters. We're having where they are building Court of Appeal, FCT division. So we're carrying out massive infrastructure in terms of road and Katampe, but when procurement process. Let me tell you this, in the next 1 year, what you will see in Abuja, you can come back and beat your chest. Yes, I think we have gotten it right. In terms of road infrastructure, not only in the city. Now, I went to Yaya, Karu, Orozo, to Kashi the other day. I felt so bad. The road was terribly bad. I said no. I called the coordinator of STD. I want an estimate of this road immediately. I wrote to the DG, approved for us for emergency 18 kilometers. I said, if we don't do this now, with the rains, it will be something else. It will be something else. That is Yaya, Karo, Orozo, down to Karashi. 18 kilometers. Now, if we go to Kuje, we are now, if you see from the airport down to Kuje, it's 10 lanes. Now, within Kuje, we're able to dualize Kuje down to their boundary with Gwagwalada. Now, I want to do from there now, dualize it to Gwagwalada itself. Right? So, by the end of the day, you will see that people in Kuje, you don't need to live in Abuja. You don't need to. 15 minutes from there, you're in the city. But they can because there's no road. Even from Gwagwalada, you don't need to pass to the airport again. By the time you do another Kuje to Gwagwalada, you take that and you're in the city here. So we are not restricting ourselves to just road in the city. No. But you will see heavy development in terms of road in next 1 year. You talked about the refuse. Let me tell you, that's one area I'm fighting hard in terms of, you know, these contracts were, I don't know, contract over 1,000 persons. Contracts were awarded. It's really unfortunate, the kind of rot we find in the system, but you have to be careful to fight it because they're all there waiting for you. I can assure you we are going to improve on that. You talk about the golden guard, you know, sometimes, you know, there are things that some residents should be able to do. If there's a small pothole in front of your house, as residents there, you can't also look. Can we put ourselves together and make sure we cover this pothole? Things that will not even cost you. That's what we call some kind of service you should also render. I have told our engineering services in FCT to go and identify areas of flooding when it rains on the road. If you see that no drainage is open, they are all covered drains. So sometimes these drains must have been blocked. So they are now identifying to let the companies who did those jobs to go back and open those drains. So they are identifying that one by one. So I will be able to now know.
One more question from him before we go to politics.
Okay.
Well, Honorable Minister, earlier I was trying to establish, your take on the housing deficits in the FCT. And we all know the President's renewed Hope City, which was recently commissioned in Karsana, and which would also happen in other parts of the country. Now, you established that the President has given you massive support as Minister of the FCT.